Hello, Army. Welcome back to K-pop BASE. And today, we're stepping into a golden afternoon in Boston. The kind of afternoon nobody walking through that park expected to turn into a memory they'd talk about for years. Because right there, under the shade of the trees, three familiar figures were simply existing in public. And somehow, that simple fact turned an ordinary street corner into pure chaos of the heart. Picture the scene for a second. The sun is low enough to turn everything gold. The leaves are still full and green, and a quiet stretch of path near an old iron gate suddenly stops being quiet at all. A young woman walking by does a double take, and then another, because the three men standing near the crosswalk are not strangers. They are Jungkook, V, and J-Hope, and they are just standing there, waiting for the light to change like anyone else in the city that afternoon. What makes this moment stick with people isn't the fact that BTS members were spotted in public, because fans have caught glimpses like that before. It's what was happening between two of them in that exact instant. Jungkook had his phone raised, filming Taehyung from just inches away, close enough that most people would flinch or laugh it off. But Taehyung didn't move. He just stood there, completely at ease, like this was the most normal thing in the world, like it was something that happened between them all the time. There was no hesitation in his posture, no stepping back, nothing that suggested surprise. It was the kind of comfort that only comes from years of being around someone so much that personal space stops meaning anything at all. And Jungkook, in that moment, wasn't paying attention to anything else around him. Not the trees, not the people passing, not even J-Hope standing a few steps away. His focus was entirely on Taehyung, phone steady, eyes locked on his friend like nothing else in that park existed. Meanwhile, J-Hope waited nearby with that easy patience he's known for, letting the two of them have their moment without rushing them, without inserting himself into it, just quietly present the way a friend is when he knows exactly what he's watching and doesn't need to interrupt it. It's a small moment, really, just a few seconds on a sidewalk, but it says so much about who these two are together. Some ARMY watching this online couldn't help but point out how natural it all felt, joking that Jungkook has basically appointed himself Taehyung's personal videographer at this point, always ready to capture him, always drawn to him first in any crowd. Others focused on Taehyung's calm reaction, saying it reflects just how deep their trust runs after more than a decade of standing beside each other through everything the group has been through. None of this is confirmed by either of them, of course. It's simply the kind of detail that fans notice and talk about, the kind of quiet interaction that says more than any interview ever could. What made this sighting even more special was the timing. This wasn't just any random day in Boston. The city has been buzzing because BTS brought their Arirang World Tour to Gillette Stadium, marking the very first time a K-pop act has ever headlined a show in the Boston area. For a fan base that waited years through solo promotions and military service for all 7 members to stand together again, seeing them simply walking through a park beforehand, relaxed and unguarded, hit differently. It wasn't a stage moment or a polished performance clip. It was real life, the kind of glimpse that reminds everyone these are still the same people who grew up together, who still lean on each other the exact same way they did back when they were trainees sharing one small room. For the woman who happened to walk past them, her voice cracking as she tried to process seeing Jungkook, V, and J-Hope standing casually a few feet away, is exactly the reaction so many ARMY dream about. That surreal second where you realize the people you've watched from a screen for years are suddenly just a few steps away, breathing the same air, existing in the same ordinary afternoon as you. And that's really the heart of this story, isn't it? Not just who was spotted, but how human it all looked. Two friends caught in an unguarded moment, one filming, one letting himself be filmed without a second thought, and a third quietly waiting nearby. All of it wrapped in the golden light of a Boston evening right before they'd walk on stage in front of thousands. If this story gave you even a small piece of that same excitement, make sure to like this video, drop a comment and tell us what you think about this Jungkook and Taehyung moment, subscribe to K-pop Base if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next BTS update the second it happens. Thank you so much for watching, Army. We'll see you in the next one.